book flowers and book potatoes and whatever other kind of book people you are, and welcome back to my channel, where today I am excited to be bringing you something that has been in the works for my channel for so long, and that is a TBR game. And specifically, I would like to formally welcome you to the Flower Power TBR pick, what I hope will become a monthly TBR game that I'm so excited to share with you. And you know, the thing about TBR games is that there are an infinite number of them out there. So I wanted to pick something that was unique to my channel and something that I truly would, you know, care about, that I made myself. So if you don't know about me, I enjoy painting. I'm not very good at it. I mean, these are very simple, but I decided that I would make my own cards with different flowers on them, and on them I would say things like wild card or classic. And so the rules of my TBR game are really simple. First, I will use a random number generator to decide how many books I'm going to read during the month. Then I will shuffle the cards and let the fates decide what I'm going to read. Then afterwards, I'll chat with you guys about my selections, and that's the TBR game. So I'm really excited to finally be sharing this with you guys. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and let's get started. All right, so for my number 1 out of 6, I got 3. That means I'm gonna be picking 3 cards from my Flower Power TBR stack. So let's just shuffle them up. Are you guys as excited as me? Probably not. I think it would be hard to get as excited as I do. All right, first card. Fantasy! Okay, I'm really happy with this because I've been getting more into fantasy lately. I've been reading some V.E. Schwab and things like that, so this will be fun to decide. So that's card number 1. All right, shuffle again. Okay, book pick number 2 is going to be a new release. Yes. I want to read as many new releases as possible, and I feel like I hardly ever prioritize them as enough as I should. So I'm glad that I chose this one. All right, last card. What will the fates decide? Historical fiction. Oh, it's been so long since I've read a historical fiction book. So the cards that I've got from my TBR picks this month are a new release, a fantasy, and a historical fiction. So now I'm going to score Goodreads and my bookshelf to decide on what I'm gonna read, and I'll come back to you. So since I got both new release and historical fiction, I've decided to go ahead and try to double up for this one, and I am going to pick a book that will cover both. So the book that I'm going to read is The Forest of Vanishing Stars by Kristen Harmel. This is a historical fiction book that was just released, or maybe even hasn't been released yet. Okay, I just checked. It was published on July 6th, so released yesterday at the time of filming this. And it sounds really interesting. Basically, it takes place before the start of World War II, when it follows this girl who is stolen from her German parents and taken and raised in East Europe in the wilderness. So during World War II, she uses her knowledge of the wilderness to help Jews escape the Nazis, which I think is fabulous. And a really great thing about this book is that it's written by the same author who wrote the Book of Lost Names. I gushed over that book about a year ago. It was my first time I'd ever read a Kristen Harmel book, and her historical fiction is just very moving. Book of Lost Names was a little bit generic, like in the fact of it being another war story with characters who resist the Nazis, but this one sounds like it has a lot more going for it in the like unique factor with the helping the Jewish people escape and using like the wilderness to do it. I cannot wait to see how that works, and also with the whole German parent thing, I can tell there's going to be some interesting connections there. So I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone and pick that book. It was also pretty convenient that I chose fantasy because I've already started a fantasy book for this month, so it goes really well. The book I'm going to be reading for my fantasy book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now, surely you don't need me to tell you much about this book. I know everyone knows about it. The briefest of synopsis here, okay? Imagine that there are 4 Londons. One of them is black, one is white, one is red, and one is gray, and they each have differing levels of magic. Now, there aren't many people who are powerful enough to go between these different Londons, just a couple people, and our main character is one of them. So I haven't read much more into it. I don't really know what the inciting incident is. I just know that we have our main character traveling through different Londons, and one London has been destroyed by magic. So there's a lot of rules and regulations about how magic needs to be used now, because of the one London that was destroyed. So I realized that that's only 2 books for my TBR game, but I really don't want to give myself too many books that I feel like I have to read each month. I burn out really easily, and I just want to keep this as fun and simple as possible. So I'm really happy with the choices that I picked. Also, honorable mention to a book that I will be reading this month as well, which is Firekeeper's Daughter. So we are reading that book for my book club, the Top Shelf Society, and it will be on my channel on August 6th, I believe, at 8:30 p.m. I'll leave more information in the description box below. But if you'd like to join us, you can go ahead and pick up the book and read it and chat with us. So we've been doing the Top Shelf Society for over a year now. So it's going strong, and we just have so much fun. So yeah, I'd love for you to join us there. And there you have it. That is my TBR game, Flower Power TBR pick. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun, and I look forward to adding some spice into my reading every month this way. If you have any suggestions or you want to share with me the books that you're reading this month, I would love to hear it. And otherwise, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.